So, for anyone who's been following the daily COVID-19 figures reported by the NCDC, you'll have seen that some states delay releasing their figures. Take Monday's cases, for example. The NCDC says it included a backlog from Benue and Nasarawa states recorded between February and May, which explains why the nation recorded over 200 cases for the first time in over 2 months. But there may be implications to this sort of staggered reporting of cases. Well, let's speak with Dr. Shalom Oni, a public health physician who joins us in our Lagos studio this evening. Dr. Oni, it's great to see you again.
Oh, thank you very much, Kari.
You know, I know it's quite important to have, the figures right in order to maybe get a sense of where we are exactly in COVID-19 fight. But over time, we've seen that some states have delayed releasing figures, seen staggered figures and the rest. I'm just wondering, is there an implication to this?
Well, Kari, for me, I'm shocked because at the core of the management of COVID-19 is a scientific approach. And when you're talking about scientific approach, you're talking about data. Everything comes down to data. So if you're generating data, or number one, if you're not generating data, it's a problem. Two, if you are generating data that are not qualitative, that's number two. Three, if you are not releasing your data at the right time, to the central, then it becomes a problem. How are you going to monitor the trends if you are not releasing your data as at when due? How are you going to study the epidemiological pattern? Because what you do per day counts. It's not just what you do per week. So, for me, there are implications because this will cause a distrust among the public. Generally, there's this hesitancy all over, from the start of COVID-19. So, when you're not releasing such a figure, of 28 deaths in a day, then it's a problem. So you're talking about distrust among Nigerians, you're talking about distrust from partners. What organization is watching, all other NGOs are watching and say, oh, what's happening? Is there something you are missing? Is there something we are covering up here? Everybody now needs to know. There will be doubt. There will be panic. Then it's a whole lot of problem, because you are unable to take, a timely scientific decision that will help the masses. You won't be able to report on time. So for me, I don't know what it could be from the other end. Could it be the current state of insecurity that's ravaging, some regions in the country that is affecting, the fear of kidnapping, the fear of, being robbed and things like that. And people feel they are not adequately protected. That could be a factor. Could it be a problem of funding from the other end? Or could it just be a lack of political will? The NCDC need to really dig deep and know what is really going on. We heard that they do have meetings with the states, state NCDC. I don't know what to do at the state meeting. For me, if NCDC is having a coordinated daily review meeting, then there should be a sharing of data. So any state that is not coming up with their own data, that day, you raise an alarm.
I mean, major issues you have raised. And looking at these figures, it might not be tricky to project really, but still, let's look at those figures we have seen over time. How close or how far would you say we are to a third wave, looking at the trends right now?
For me, I wouldn't say we are close, and I wouldn't say we are far. But what are the things to keep on watching out for? We've just had the second wave. Second wave started November 2020, as far as I'm concerned. Because I work at the grassroots.
All right.
I lost somebody very close, even in the isolation center in November. So for me, second week kicked off, but we had an increase of second week of the manifestation in December. So it lasted till like February, January, February. But now, if you look at that gap, it confers antibodies on you 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. So from January, February till now, we are at the verge of a third wave.
Okay.
Now, that result we had on Monday is shocking. For me, I wouldn't want to take it with a pinch of salt. We need to dig deep. What exactly is that figure telling us? Are we beginning to see the rise of a second wave? Which I think we might be primed because our MPI is down and non-pharmacological intervention is down. You see everybody not wearing face mask. People are challenging you, why you wearing face mask? Somebody challenged me yesterday. Say, why are you wearing face mask? Is COVID-19 out there? Are you getting me now? So you hear a lot there. So
I wonder what you said.
Look at the story of India. Who would have thought that India will find themselves in that situation? So any country that is joking with MPI, it's inviting the third wave. So for me, either we are close or we are far if the signs are there.
You think it's inevitable?
For me, Nigeria is inevitable.
Well, Dr. Shalom Oni, it's been a pleasure speaking with you on the one hand, but with those projections, I don't know what to say, but thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us.
I'm always excited to be here. Thank you very much.
All right.